What's going on, YouTube? My name's Austin, and last night I watched Inside Out 2, the latest movie from Pixar, and I'm here to talk about it. So, we'll start with a quick synopsis for those who maybe don't know what's going on with the movie. But our main character is going off to hockey camp after middle school, and she hits puberty, which causes new emotions to join the squad in her head, and she has to deal with these new emotions she's never experienced before. And I'll leave it at that. I don't want to go too deep in case you haven't seen it, but I'll start with just some overall thoughts and then we'll get into more spoilery stuff after that. This lives up to the last movie for sure. I think it perfectly encapsulates what puberty is like, and I think it uses this time between middle school and high school and her hockey camp as a really good storytelling device to kind of portray that. All of the voice actors that were here before continued to do great work, and our four new emotions also top of their game. It didn't have any problems with any of them really. This movie did a really good job of balancing being funny for adults and still being fun for kids. I think if you have some kids, or if you liked Inside Out 1, this definitely lives up to that for sure. I think it was I only had really one small complaint, which I'll get to later, but overall great movie. All right, now we'll get into some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, this is your time to click off here. I want to start by talking about each of the new emotions, starting with the most important one, anxiety. She kind of is a big part in this movie and is voiced really well. I think all of them in general, they each, anxiety, envy, ennui, and embarrassment, each have their own kind of unique bits that all are pretty funny. Obviously, embarrassment doesn't speak a lot, but his animation plays up so well what his character is supposed to be. And then we've got ennui with his with the kind of laissez-faire, cool attitude, whatever goes, which was a fun kind of interjection to our two more main new emotions in envy and anxiety, which I think play off each other really well. I don't know if the movie sometimes thinks of envy and jealousy as the same thing, but that's kind of a small tidbit there. Moving on to one of the best parts about this movie in terms of storytelling was how well it portrays puberty. Thinking specifically about the scene when they break in, the construction guys break in and start to mess everything up, and they put down the sign that says puberty is a mess, which is just a fun little joke in the movie there. And I think it, like I said earlier, creates a really interesting story here where we've got the new emotions kind of kicking out the old emotions, and we have to try and contend with how do they all work together. When they first kick them out in the jar, and then they end up in the vault with all the other secrets, I think that Bluefy was a highlight of the movie in general, but this scene, it was such a great like, it added a lot of levity, but also just a perfect rendition of the kind of Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer style cartoons from people my age and a little bit older, I suppose, childhood cartoons. And so that was a lot of fun there. And this movie is, I shouldn't say surprisingly, but pretty funny. It's got a lot of good puns in it. The sarcasm one really got me. That one got me to laugh out loud, just kind of like the puberty did. And some of the bits at the end, like when we go into the parents' mind trying to understand their daughter going through puberty. Overall, really funny. While most of that's probably jokes for adults, not for kids. but it's also really fun for the kids as well. It does a great job of balancing both sides of that so everyone can kind of enjoy it. My only small complaints about the movie is they kind of do the same arc for Joy twice in this movie, where when they use the little vacuum that's sucking up the memories to get up, and she's trying to get onto the forklift, and she kind of has like a breakdown and says, I can't be happy all the time. And then, anger and everyone kind of brings her back from it. But then they do basically that exact same thing at the very end when they go to the back of her mind where they've stored all the memories they don't want to think about. They kind of do that same bit over again, and it kind of felt superfluous. But it's just a minor note. It doesn't really hurt the film all that much. And like I said, overall, I think this is a great film. Something that anyone and everyone can and should go see. Other than that, I don't have a lot else I want to say. So if you like what we do here, go ahead and like and subscribe. What did you think of the movie? Let me know down below. We like to do movie reviews. Obviously, there's no one else here with me, but I have two other guys that I do this channel with. Who usually are in here. We do TV reviews. We play video games. So if you like any of that, go ahead and stick around. Other than that, have a good one.